and we're ready.
Well, welcome everybody to our Healthy Living event. We meet here every Thursday night. This event is brought to us by the Juice Plus community and its products. My name is Josh Duhon. I am a SSC with the Juice Plus company. I've had that honor and privilege for a few short years, although Juice Plus products have been in my family for a long time now. A lot of you know my Aunt Cheryl, my mother Terry, big advocates of health and wellness. And in the 90s, these Juice Plus products came out, and they made sense to us. We were already using the company's products that they had prior to, which were air and water filtration systems, and we had a lot of success with those. We enjoyed the clean air and the clean water, and so when this juicing replacement product came along, again, it made sense, and we decided to give it a shot, and that's been 26 years ago now, and really I can honestly say at this point that it's just been the biggest blessing from my family, not only from a financial standpoint, but more importantly from a health standpoint. I think all of us are aware this day and age that our health is probably the most important thing that we can possess, the biggest asset that we all have. And so I'll briefly go over these products, and then we'll go to some of our guest speakers for the evening who have come on and decided to share their time and their story with us. The 4 bottles that I hold up here this evening are what we refer to commonly in this company as the Core 4. This is probably going to be about 80+% of company sales. And when you get the Core 4 products, here's what you're getting. The green bottle is going to be your vegetable blend. The purple bottle is going to be your berry blend. The orange bottle is our brand new full spectrum plant-based omega, no fish oil of any kind. Our company went straight to the source and harvested the omega-3 directly from the algae and cut out the fish, something that's really revolutionary in the market of omegas. And then in the red bottle is going to be our fruit blend. And you know, many of us every day, we wake up with good intentions to eat right, and then life happens. You run out of time. In some cases, people run out of money, and you start grabbing whatever you can get your hands on. And sometimes all of us have a tendency to sacrifice our good health for expediency and many times cost. You know, if we look at going to the grocery store and shopping, let's say for a family of 4, you're going to eat organic. You're going to get, you know, your 12 to 13 servings of fruits and vegetables in daily. Most of us, that's a daunting expense to try to take on. So what the Juice Plus company has done, and this is really a really unique thing about this company, we control all of our food from the seed that goes in the soil to the point at which it's picked. And we pick our food at the peak point of ripeness. We juice there. We take out all the water, sugar, and salt, and we encapsulate the phytonutrients, antioxidants, the enzymes, the micronutrition, essentially what goes directly into our bloodstream. So when you take a dose of Juice Plus every day, and a dose is going to be 2 capsules out of each of these bottles daily, you're getting the equivalent of about 3 fresh pressed juices a day. And if any of you guys have gone to a cold pressed juice store or maybe a Whole Foods and you've bought a juice, you know, if you imagine that $8 to $10 price point, which is what it is for most of us, and then you multiply that by 3, and then maybe you even multiply that number by 4, because there's 4 people in the family, right? We start to see how that gets really, really, really expensive. So for $3.48 a day, you can have something that is actually better than organic. We are 100% herbicide, pesticide free. More importantly, we're picked at the peak point of ripeness. I love to use a banana as an example. Many of us will go to the grocery store and we buy our bananas, and we buy them at the grocery store and we get ready to eat them, and we realize we can't eat them yet because they're still not ripe, right? They were picked green, gassed on site, put in a truck, and shipped to the store so that by the time they got to us, we could buy them, get them home, and eat them before they spoiled. Well, unfortunately, so much of the nutritional essence in that banana is lost. Nature infuses all of the nutrition right as the food ripens on the vine. So we can all know very clearly that the stuff we're not buying it vine ripe. So we're buying it at a lower level of nutritional efficacy than it once presented. And they actually proved this when they did a study on peaches. If you ate a peach in 1952, to get the same level out of a nutrition out of a peach today, the same level of nutrition out of a peach, you'd have to eat 22 peaches. So who's got time to eat 22 peaches, right? So we have something here, guys, that really bridges the gap in terms of what we really know we should eat, what we do eat, and it's something that everybody can take part in no matter what economic level you play out in life. And the best part about this stuff is that now it's backed up by so much clinical data. And it's why we have so many medical practitioners flocking to our company, because us, the marketplace, is now walking in to our medical practitioners' offices saying, hey man, we want a holistic solution. We're kind of on to the big pharma thing. It's not always necessarily the best route to go. What can you give us that's a healthy, holistic option to deal with the issue that our body is presenting? And so Juice Plus Company has invested a tremendous amount in the research behind this product. We now, at this point, I believe we're going to be publishing another 2 or 3 studies this year. At that point, we will have over 40 clinical studies. And guys, the clinical data, it's gold standard. It's the best of the best. It's blind, double-blinded, placebo-controlled studies, the best data that can be collected. Those are our capsules, and guys, I'm just taking you through my routine, right? This is what I do every day. I take my 2 capsules out of each of those bottles, and I take a complete shake in the morning. And for me, I'm not really necessarily about the taste or the presentation. So what I do is I just take a big shaker bottle, I fill it up with water, I put my complete powder in there, I shake it up, and I drink it, and I take it with my capsules. Now, if you want to spice this up, you certainly can. There are multiple recipes out there where you can make this complete shake into really tasting just like whatever you want it to taste like. Almond milk, peanut butter, I see all kinds of things. But the reason I love the complete powder is because this represents, if we look at our human body as an engine, the complete powder represents my gasoline, okay? And this is premium grade fuel. It is the best protein powder in the marketplace today. Totally vegan, vegetarian, a water-washed, non-GMO soy protein platform, which clinical data, clinical studies show that water-washed soy is actually the easiest thing to get in your body and have your body assimilate. There's a lot of old myths out there about soy. I would encourage all of you to do your research. You'll find that this is absolutely the best thing to use. So gas is important. Oil is important also. I put in fresh gas and fresh oil into my engine every day, okay? And guys, my whole family's been doing that now for 25 plus years. My mom's well into her 60s. She's on no prescription medication. My father's 70 plus, no prescription medication. That's my Aunt Cheryl's brother. My Aunt Cheryl, all of you I think know, man, to be 70 something and to look like that, I can't say the exact age, she'll kill me. She may already be getting ready to kill me as we speak. But just a fantastic, healthy family, and some really common themes that we see throughout our family, and we know that's a result of the good food that we've been eating for such a long time now. So I want to go straight to my guest speaker, Jessica. And Jessica, you'll forgive me, but you have such an extensive resume here. I'm going to briefly summarize some of this. She has been a respiratory therapist for 28 years now. The majority of her clinical experience has been in critical care with neonatal and pediatric populations. She's a mom. She's got 2 kids, Lexi and Lindsay, 14 and 13. And Jessica's been with the Juice Plus Company for about 8.5 years now. So she found her passion in prevention, stopping the issue before it starts. Many times it's a lot easier to keep the body working than it is to fix it once it's broken. So Jessica, I'll let you take it on from there. Please share your story and then pass it around with your team so they can share theirs.
Will do. Thank you so much, Josh. You inspired me all over again, and I'm sure that Cheryl's not mad at you. I'm sure she's very proud. So, and you knew much more than I did, you know, at your age, you know, when I was, you know, encountering my health problems. As you'll hear, I didn't know to ask my doctor for, you know, a holistic approach. So, as Josh shared, my name is Jessica Potterton. I'm a national marketing director with the Juice Plus Company. And yes, I've been in respiratory therapy for the past 28 years. And growing up, I was a very bad asthmatic. During my very last hospitalization at 17, I had a respiratory therapist make a huge difference for me, and it profoundly changed my health. So that was how I decided I was going to go into the respiratory care profession, because I wanted to be able to make that kind of impact in someone else's life. But the reason I'm here with you tonight is it didn't all start there. The story didn't start there. It actually started with my most important earned title as mom to my two beautiful little ladies. And I had experienced, growing up as the asthmatic and many other issues that came along the way, my fair share of health issues and challenges in my life. And as genetics works, I soon found myself struggling to protect my own girls' health. They were heading down the same path that I was on in childhood of sickness, wheezing, ear infections, constipation, and the gamut of pharmaceuticals that goes along with all of that. I had a little bit of understanding of whole food nutrition and the power of nourishing the body, but not nearly enough. But I was aware at that time that my girls needed to get better nutrition in their bodies because at that time they were 4 and 6. And they, however, they weren't concerned with the nutritious part of it. They just wanted the white diet, chicken nuggets, basically, is all they wanted to eat. And so that was what just led to, let's just say, lots of very stressful meal times. So I was at my wit's end. I was trying to do everything to help them eat better. I was working with a pediatrician. My friend was a dietitian, working with her. But thankfully, at that time, when I was just exasperated, a friend shared Juice Plus with me. So it's been 8.5, close to 9 years, as Josh shared with you, that my girls and I have had these little plant powders in our bodies doing a similar routine to what he just described. And we've all seen improvements in our health due to getting that nutrition in. My dental hygienist and I noticed within the first 6 months that my gum health had dramatically improved. No more bleeding gums. The numbers they gave me went back down. I noticed an improvement in my recovery time from workouts. I noticed improved muscle function. As far as my girls, there was no more medicine every day, and no more trips to the ER for constipation. They now choose on their own accord, without coaxing, salads and veggies, and they're strong athletes, and they don't require inhalers and medications anymore just to breathe. So we left the ear infections and the ear tubes far behind us, and now we take mental health days off of school instead of sick days. And if we have an illness that comes along, we seem to fight it a lot quicker without knowing exactly what it was. It's that feeling like I just don't feel right, and then it goes away before you ever realize what it was. So sorry with that. We call that a Juice Plus effect. At the same time that we started getting Juice Plus into our bodies, I also decided that I was going to partner with the Juice Plus company. It was honestly, yes, to save money, but it was also because their mission was to inspire healthy living, and it all made sense to me. I had read all the research because that was important to me. I'm a clinician, and that's what attracted me to it. And the quality that was behind the products and what went into assuring that quality was so important to me. And when I discovered it was such a solution, I really wanted everyone I knew and loved to be able to know about it, have access to it, and get it into them so that they could be healthy too. I really, at that time, did not have time for a new business. I was working 4 jobs. I was living paycheck to paycheck. And honestly, I was just trying to get through every day. I started sharing this part-time as I went through some of the most trying times in my life. This was important to me, though. So I shared it intentionally. I made the time for it. And I took advantage of every aspect of this amazing company's compensation plan. I actually couldn't bear to leave any money on the table because I knew that with this business, as my paycheck grew, so did the impact that I was making in my community and creating so many more healthy lifestyles. I would even go as far to say that I've made a greater impact with this company in the past close to 9 years than I did in 28 years in respiratory care. And remember, that was huge to me. That's why I chose my profession in the first place. So I've been able to share wellness in schools with the children, teaching them how to grow veggies in our tower garden, and I have 3 of them myself now, and I love them. We've created wellness committees. We've impacted the health of so many more families by partnering with this team that you're going to get to meet here in a minute. And many of these team members, I wouldn't even have the honor of knowing had it not been for this opportunity. And the best part of it is that we're all working together to help these families fight for their lives, but they're not in the ICU where they would be, where I'm taking care of them as a respiratory therapist. We're fighting for healthy lifestyles before a crisis even happens. And that's a huge win for me. What's also a win is that through those trying years for me personally, where things in life changed dramatically and I became a single mom, And I was able to be home with my girls through it all. Because of my intentional focus on sharing Juice Plus and the Tower Garden, I also grew my Juice Plus income and reached one of the top levels in the company with eligibility for full corporate benefits. And I was able to scale back on those 14-hour work days, work from home, and most of all, be present when my girls needed me the most. I didn't have to work more like most single mom friends do. And I've never missed an important game or practice or class party. My girls and I have honestly been blessed with so much more joy in our lives. From being around people who actually inspire us, they lift us up, and they've taught us how to thrive in life and not get by. All of this happened because I had a dear friend who cared enough to share the solution that she found for her family with me, just like someone did for you today and invited you to listen to this call. She really had no idea what it was going to do for us, and I am forever grateful to her that she took the time to share. The best part is that you get to meet her right now. So I would like to introduce you to my sweet friend who is a registered nurse. She works in the neonatal ICU. She serves as a breastfeeding counselor. She's also a mom and a qualified senior sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company. So AnnMarie DeLucca, would you hop on here and share how you came to know these awesome plant powders?
Yes, thank you very much, Jess. And thank you, Josh, for just doing a great job explaining, what it is that we're fueling our body with. But so a little bit about myself. I am a wife, a mom of 3, 2 teenagers, and a spunky 11-year-old. I have worked in healthcare for almost 30 years now. It was in my early years when Jessica and I first met, both sharing our passion as a respiratory therapist. And the last 20 years as a neonatal ICU nurse. Wow, 30 years, saying that out loud is amazing, because I'm still so passionate about taking care of these little babies. But I live for adventure and the outdoors. You name it, I am up for it. I have lived this way my entire life. As soon as I was 18, I flew across the country to travel up and down the California coast. I backpacked through the Gold Coast of Australia, and I lived in Hawaii and worked at Maui Memorial Hospital. I tell you this because, interesting enough, I was never in fear of my present. Now, fast forward a few years, at the age of 40, then it was a cold and rainy night. I was 6 months pregnant with my 3rd child, and I was invited to hear a physician speak on the topic of beat cancer with your fork. I did not feel like leaving the house that night, but the topic did intrigue me, so I went. And just imagine, I was sitting in a room with close to 200 people. I felt the speaker talking directly to me. She talked about how food can protect us, turning off cancer genes and reconstructing our DNA, how we need to protect ourselves from the bad genes currently taking over, how just a few shifts in our lifestyle can help. That physician had no idea that someone like me was sitting in that room. For as long as I could remember, I lived in fear of developing colon cancer. I was constipated every day, and when things would get really bad, I was living on stool softeners. But the fear came from my mother's passing of colon cancer. She was diagnosed at 58, fought hard for 4 years. At the age of 62, she passed away. I was only 21 at the time. I looked like the picture of health on the outside, but I was depleting my body of all and any nutrition on the inside. That night in a packed room, I heard about something we can add in our diet that will help bridge the gap from what we are not eating. I found out about an armor of protection that could actually help me. I had no idea how attending that lecture could change my life forever. So that night I was introduced to a whole food plant powder called Juice Plus because it was food I could start it immediately. And because I was pregnant, my baby was getting all the nutrition with me. I am blessed 11 years later that I have never needed another laxative stool softener since. I've had so much more energy and my health has never been better. But not just mine, my family's health as well. I'm thankful for the lack of doctor's visits, for the education that my family has gained on the importance of whole food in our diets daily. I was not introduced to the business part of Juice Plus for some time after taking the product. I was sharing it with my entire family, friends, coworkers, acquaintances, like many of you on the call, If I find something I love and I find value in it, I want to share it with the world. Joining Juice Plus, it did make sense to me, not immediately, as I said, with the product, but once I met the people behind the name, they were mission driven and truly cared about helping people find a better way with health and finances. The products have helped change the direction of my health journey, and the business has given me the platform to share my story and change the lives of so many other people that needed to hear the message that I heard on that rainy night. This business has allowed me to have choices. I travel the world with my family now, and I say yes to things that otherwise I would not be able to say yes to. I would like to thank each of you on this call for bringing me closer to my goal of inspiring healthy living one family at a time. And I thank you, Jess, for asking me to speak on this call.
Thanks, AnnMarie. And I will share with you guys that AnnMarie and I met many, many years ago when I first started out as a respiratory therapist, and her roots actually were in respiratory care. And that is, she is just so much a part of this story that it wouldn't make sense to share without her being with me tonight. So thank you, AnnMarie, for sharing your family's history and your heart with us. And I appreciate your vulnerability in that too. The reason that I have to say that, I love this so much, and the best part is, meeting those people that I never would have in my life, and your next speaker is one of those. But it's kind of a funny story because I was in my home state of New Jersey doing a vendor fair close to my sister's house, and I met someone so much like me, it was kind of uncanny, and we were fast friends because the combination of an integrative nutrition health coach and a respiratory therapist is kind of unique to find. So when I met our next speaker, and then we found out our birthdays were 3 days apart, it was kind of like our worlds collided together. And I have to share with you that she is celebrating her birthday tonight on our call. So I've got my little party hat on to wish you a happy birthday. And Jackie Abramo, would you jump on here and share your story with us? And happy birthday.
I would. Thank you. Thank you so much, Jess. Hi, everybody. I have been taking and sharing Juice Plus for the past 5 years now. And Juice Plus came into my life at a time where I was really suffering from a lot of arthritis pain and stiffness. That pain and stiffness started to really affect my life as well as my ability to make a living. So I started taking a look at different ways to help myself holistically so that I didn't have to start with medication in my early to mid 50s. And so that's when I met Jess and I was introduced to Juice Plus. Shortly after taking Juice Plus, I noticed that my arthritis, pain, and stiffness started to go away. So I started to be able to move more freely and work the hours that I wanted to work. And then I also started to notice that when I got sick, which was starting to be very rare, actually, the severity was a lot less and the duration was a lot less. So I thought, wow, this is a lifestyle that I want to continue with. So another thing that really jumped out at me was 2 years ago, I was working as a respiratory therapist on a 50-bed rehab unit. And that year we had 18 patients come down with the flu. So I was very, very concerned and worried because my past medical history doesn't allow me to take the flu shot. So I was scared. So what I did was I started to put on my armor and I doubled up on Juice Plus. I started drinking a whole lot of water. I was eating whole food for the whole food nutrition. And I was resting when my body told me that it needed rest. And that year, I was one of only 2 employees on that unit that did not get the flu. Thank God. So that really spoke volumes to me. You know, I thought, wow, I'm going to stick with this stuff. And I do. I take it every day. My entire family is on it. My husband, his family. And so now with every flu season and every health crisis, including our current one, I put on my armor and I start doubling up on that Juice Plus and drinking my water and doing everything that I know to do. And so far, so good. I also not only do I enjoy healthy living from Juice Plus, but Juice Plus is also my retirement plan. And retirement is not that far off. And today it's a little bit closer. So I'm very, very blessed to have Juice Plus in my life. And I thank you very much, Jess. That's it. Back to you, Jess.
Thank you, Jackie. I'm excited for you, and thank you again for being with us and celebrating with your Juice Plus family for your birthday. Our next person that I want to share with you is also someone who's like family to me. My dear friend Whitney is going to share with us next, and we had been friends, acquaintances kind of through our churches, but it was really in partnering together with neighborhood districts that we were working together on wellness committees that we are you know, paths really crossed truly, and Juice Plus became something that, you know, she wanted to explore more. So Whitney Witczak, you want to come on and share a little bit more about what happened from there?
I would love to. Thanks, Jess. Hi, everybody. So excited to be here with you all tonight. So I am currently a marriage and family therapist, but my whole Juice Plus journey actually began over 8 years ago when I was still working in pharmaceuticals. I had gotten into pharma because I wanted to help people be well, right? But what I found was that people were actually just getting sicker and more reliant on medications. And at the time, I had 2 small children, and it had become my deepest desire to do my part to protect them from that sick care industry that I had become accustomed to. And so when I learned about Juice Plus from Jess, I was amazed when I heard that someone had found a way to make eating your fruits and veggies as simple as swallowing a pill. I mean, it was brilliant. I thought to myself, this is what our healthcare system needs. This is what I need to help keep my kids safe. And the fact that it had that gold standard clinical research that Josh talked about was huge for me. And that really sealed the deal. So we got started on Juice Plus, and we got started to be proactive. We weren't trying to fix a health problem. We were trying to prevent one in the future. That being said, I of course hoped it might help us feel a little better. And it did. The first thing I noticed was I was waking up more easily and not having that afternoon slump. Then I noticed I was going to the bathroom more regularly, like what you heard from AnnMarie. Over time, I started to notice just other positive changes in my body and my workouts. My hair, skin, and nails were subtly but noticeably healthier and just stronger. And we noticed we were getting sick less often, like you heard Jess say. And when we did, it didn't stick around. And the biggest change really for my husband was he stopped getting his recurrent sinus infections that would come every year. They're no more. So all these signs gave me this peace of mind that my plan to protect my family was working with Juice Plus. So of course, I couldn't keep this to myself. I left pharma, I linked arms with the Juice Plus company, and I haven't looked back. I see this as such an integral part of the future of medicine. I have learned more and more about the power of plants, and it gets me so exciting. The power of our bodies to heal and thrive when given the right tools. This company has given me a totally new outlook on life, one full of hope, which was different than the outlook I had when I was in pharmaceuticals. This is a community of people who choose to make their health a priority. I get to help kids fall in love with lettuce by growing in their tower gardens, which is another product that Juice Plus offers. I get to help sponsor kids to eat Juice Plus for free through our Healthy Starts for Families program. I mean, this company's commitment to helping families is what will change the tide of health in our country. This is where prevention begins with our kids. And I love this company's commitment there. And we're not only helping families flood their bodies with more fruits and veggies, but we're educating and inspiring them to embrace other health habits too. I became a therapist because change is hard. And it's really hard when you try and do it alone. And Juice Plus and this community makes change a little easier for people. It's been a gateway for our family to make lots of healthy changes. And I love that we do it together, one simple change at a time. This company has given me a vehicle to help people be well for real. It has given me an opportunity to not only be a proactive parent with our family's health, but to be a more present parent in my kids' lives by allowing me to work from home and set my own hours for both my Juice Plus business and my counseling business. So I I get excited. I look forward to thinking of all the people I can help in the future with Juice Plus, because together I know that we can make a difference in the health picture of this nation, and it starts with good nutrition. So I'm thrilled to be able to do this. I know I don't have to do it alone, which is great. I get to do it with these amazing women that you've already heard from tonight, and I'm excited for you to hear from one more of us.
Thanks, Whitney. I love your passion for helping others, and I love when you get so excited. Whitney has partnered with Boys and Girls Clubs and some of the other community gardens within our community, and she just gets so lit up inside, as you can see from that smile on her face, you know, just to be part of the community. I know that that is what is so, so important to her. And speaking of her community, our last speaker that you'll hear from tonight is someone who lives within her community, who saw Whitney doing something on Facebook and was like, wait, what is this that you're doing? So this is another person that I wouldn't have the pleasure of knowing and the honor of knowing had it not been for this opportunity. So I'll introduce our last speaker, Chrissy Stout. Why don't you take it away for us?
Thank you, Jess. Thank you, everyone, for having me on tonight. I did want to just tell you, so I'm a qualifying sales coordinator with the Juice Plus company, and I just wanted to tell you a little bit about my story. So I started Juice Plus over 3 years ago in December of 2016. My neighbor, Whitney, whose story you just heard, shared about Juice Plus on Facebook. And after seeing her post a few times, I was curious. So I asked her what it was. I was feeling blah and knew I needed a change. When she told me it was fruits and vegetables in a capsule, I said, sign me up. We barely ate fruits and vegetables, so we needed this in our house. It was the answer I never thought I would find. I did the Shred 10 program the following month, and then for many months after that. And that's how I fell in love with the shakes and the way my body was feeling from both the pills and the shakes. I had more energy, started feeling better in my clothes, and felt good overall, knowing that my kids and I were getting better food in our bodies in such a simple way. My daughter was constipated from the time she was 3 years old till she was almost 10, which is when we started Juice Plus, and she needed Miralax at least 4 times a year. Within the first 3 to 4 months with Juice Plus, we no longer needed Miralax, and I threw it out. I was constipated, but I didn't realize I was, because I didn't know you were supposed to go every day. But with learning from the Juice Plus community, I found that out. So it definitely supported me in that fashion as well. We haven't had strep throat or as many colds since we started, and we used to get strep throat at least twice a year for both of my kids. One of the biggest surprises with Juice Plus, though, happened to me in December of 2018 after eating Juice Plus for 2 years, almost like 2 years to the day, I think. I had realized I forgot to take my allergy pill for a few days. I'm a lifelong sufferer, all year round allergy sufferer, and I used to get allergy shots as a child and moved on to allergy pills when I was a teen. If I missed one day, I would feel it. So I thought, let's see how long this will last. I thought for sure I would need it by spring, but it's been well over a year and I haven't taken an allergy pill. I still have allergies, but I'm no longer suffering where I need the medicine to help me get through any day or any season of the year. After I had started Juice Plus, I wanted to tell people what I had found and how it was a catalyst for our health. After telling a few people and letting Whitney know that they may contact her, she had asked me if I wanted to join the business. I was hesitant at first, as I had been with another company before and it was not a good fit. But I decided to join so I could get the discount on my product, since I knew I'd always have this in my life. After falling in love with the community and seeing the potential of my business, I decided that this was my plan B. I work full-time as a software engineer in the corporate world, but wanted a plan B because nothing is guaranteed. I also would love to help my kids with their college tuition as well, which is coming up very quickly here for my one. I'm now looking forward to an early retirement and retiring into my Juice Plus business with the financial stability I will have grown by the time I retire from my full-time job. So that is my story. And Jess, I will turn it back over to you. I did want to tell you thank you for inviting me to share on this call tonight.
Thanks, Chrissy, and it's so great to hear your story. I don't know about you guys, but I'm like ready to go back in and take some more, go get my bottles like Josh showed you, and go get some more of that, flood my body with more of that nutrition after hearing all these stories. I'm so grateful that we were able to be here tonight. Maybe you want to reach out to that person if you're feeling the same way, like I got to put my armor on, like Jackie shared, and protect myself and get all that good stuff in me so I can feel as good again and again. And that's why I take my Juice Plus every single day. Josh, I'll send it back over to you if you want to wrap us up for the evening.
Thank you, Jessica. Thank you so much for coming on tonight and sharing your story and bringing your team and supporting what I know we all feel like is a very worthy and noble cause today. Guys, we meet like this every Thursday night. If you're just seeing us for the first time or learning about this for the first time, please get back to the person that invited you and shared this information with you with any questions that you might have. Guys, we will be rolling into a training immediately following this. Carol will sign off and then sign right back on, and then we'll be flipping the mic, as they say, over to my Aunt Cheryl. She's going to be going through our company marketing plan this evening. So for any of you that are active team members,